6 things you shouldn't do with your tax refund if you're going to file bankruptcy. Hi, this is John Merna, and this week's blog is about what you shouldn't do with your tax refund. Stay tuned. Six things you shouldn't do with your tax refund if you're going to file bankruptcy. The most difficult problems created by a client anticipating filing bankruptcy are generally created before they consult with an attorney or they undertake it without advice of an attorney. The first thing to be careful of is don't hide your money. Most people don't understand or intend to break the law, but hiding money in bankruptcy, or more accurately, not disclosing money, is a violation of federal law and perjury. Among other possible penalties, prison is a big one. If I had $1 for every time a client asked me, but what if they don't know about it, I'd be a very rich man. The reality is 99% of the cases where clients are concerned about their savings or money, it can be protected without committing perjury. The vast majority of Chapter 7 cases are what we call no asset cases. This means that the bankruptcy trustee is unable to get any property, let alone any money, from the debtor who files bankruptcy. A small percentage are asset cases where people turn over property to the trustee, but generally these people know in advance because they've consulted an attorney and they've made the decision that it's worth it in order to get a fresh start and get rid of their debt. Or they did it unintentionally because they didn't use an attorney and unfortunately they were caught off guard and end up having to surrender property. If you're concerned at all about any assets, ask your attorney. He will guide you. Second thing not to do is don't pay back relatives. Not yet, anyway. After 20 years of practicing, I've learned that people believe that moral obligations supersede legal requirements. Yes, it's important to maintain your obligations morally and otherwise. However, in the context of bankruptcy, if you are paying back a relative instead of paying your other debt, it will be a problem. It's called a preferential treatment to an insider. Do not pay your relative back with a tax refund. It leaves them vulnerable to having the money taken back by the bankruptcy trustee. Any payment to an insider, which includes relatives and close associates, is potentially a form of fraudulent transfer. Most contracts with relatives are not in writing, so you have several problems with regards to paying back a relative on the eve of filing bankruptcy. Most people would choose to pay their relatives instead of paying their debt, but don't do it. You don't have to. Generally, you can protect the money you're going to pay your relative with and then pay them back after you file. However, if you do it before you file your bankruptcy, it complicates the whole process and puts the relative in the position of possibly having to return the money to the trustee. Consult a bankruptcy attorney. The attorney can tell you how to navigate and protect the money that you're going to use to pay your relative back. Number 3, don't pay any unsecured creditors over $600 shortly before filing. Often before filing, debtors assume paying off small creditors will somehow benefit them by making their credit look better. In a bankruptcy, you are required to disclose any payment greater than $600 made within 90 days of filing. These payments can be recaptured or retrieved by the trustee. It's not to your benefit to be paying off unsecured creditors. The money is wasted on the debt, which is going to be wiped out anyway, and it's likely that the trustee is going to recover the money. When in doubt, ask your attorney about such a decision when you want to make sure you're not wasting your money. Number 4, don't let Uncle Sam hold your refund, especially if it's a large one. Generally, it's not a good idea to let Uncle Sam hold onto your tax refund anyway, because it's like allowing him to have your savings. If you are anticipating a large tax refund, it will need to be protected in bankruptcy. If the refund is too large in Virginia, you may not have enough protection for the refund. Therefore, you might need to spend it down a little. To avoid losing all or part of it, don't wait until the last minute to decide whether to file your taxes. You can protect a portion of it, and you can spend a portion of it on reasonable and necessary expenses. Protection is now in place since 2015 to protect your earned income portion, which is generally the largest portion of most people's tax refund. When in doubt, once again, talk to your attorney. Number 5, don't buy luxury goods or vacation on the eve of bankruptcy. Tax refunds are probably the largest infusion of money most people receive each year. As I said, most people use a refund to pay off debt, needed repairs, and long put off vacations sometimes. One problem you have is purchasing a luxury good or vacation on the eve of bankruptcy. Just to be clear, visiting mom is not a luxury vacation. She may do your wash, she may feed you, but it's still not a luxury vacation. Hold off on splurging until after you file your bankruptcy. Number 6, transferring property to protect it, a common misconception, will not protect it, and you will lose it. Giving property to your mom does not protect it. Giving property to your Uncle Bud does not protect it. Giving property to your friend for no money is not a bona fide transfer for value. Consult your attorney. Remember, you paid the attorney to guide you. Get your money's worth. He can protect your property in most of those cases, and if it's a problem, he'll tell you. It goes without saying that you should retain an attorney as soon as possible when you're considering bankruptcy. He can direct you through the process of filing your taxes, what to do with any refund, and what property is or is not protected, and who to pay and who you shouldn't. A good bankruptcy attorney is worth his or her weight in gold. Don't be dumb. Get one today. This is John Merna, hoping you have a prosperous year and a very large tax refund. We look forward to seeing you.